Good day everyone, I'm Hurley of RFI Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the KZ Saga Base Edition. I do believe, yep, this is the base edition, okay? But before I proceed, I'd like to thank and apologize to KZ for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Since again and again, I won't be editing this extensively since I prefer writing reviews than recording them, and at the same time, English isn't really my native language, so there will be some future grammatical errors here and there, and I do like to apologize for that one. And again, I do like to apologize again for Casey because this is a very long due review, since there are a lot of backlogs, as some of you may know, here and there, that needs to be organized in schedule. So yeah, I do apologize for that one. But even so, by the time that Casey released, or should I say, sent this unit to me, because I believe this the KC Saga base edition was already released like earlier this year. So yeah, but still I would like to take note on that one. Okay, so KC Saga, to give you an idea, is around 10 to 15 US dollars by the time that I record this video. There probably it will be cheaper, or it will be a little bit pricier than usual, depending on which country you are in, or depending on when you will purchase the KC Saga, because as we all know, KC IEMs release products here and there nearly every month. So there's that. Okay, so yeah, do take note that again, this is a 10 to 15 US dollars IEM. So do not expect any extravagant killer claims or hyperbolic claims with this one. Okay, although it sounds good, spoiler alert. But oh well, let's proceed to the box. As you can see, the box first is your usual KZ Saga. Then you'll see the variation that I have here is the base improved version with the mic. So out of on surface, you won't be seeing what type of version that I'll be getting, or you'll be getting, when you purchase this KZ Saga, which could be improved. KZ could have included the base edition here for people, for those people, or every people actually, to not to be confused, because apparently there are two versions of KZ Saga. The normal KZ Saga, or probably the balanced version, is an IM that I haven't heard personally. So yeah, my inputs will be based on the base edition of the KZ Saga. Okay, so as for the accessories, again, this is your usual KZ. There isn't really much here, but at the same time, it gets the job done. For this price, I wouldn't really nitpick, except for the last KZ that I have reviewed, the Z812, because that one is like $65, while this one is a $15 to $10. So for this price, the accessories on this one isn't really a deal breaker, whereas that KZ Z812 accessories will be, or probably be, a deal breaker to some people who are what do you call this, who are spending $65 on an IEM. Okay, so yeah, here's the ear tapes. It gets the job done. After I reviewed, or after I what do you call this, after I wrote, yes, after I wrote the review of the KZ Saga base edition, I immediately switched with the I do believe this is the Tanch Gym stock ear tips, if I remember correctly, because this ear tips fits me well. Although the ear tips on this one, the KZ Saga, also has no problems on my end. I just want to experiment. Okay, and here's the cable. It is still your usual cable here, and it is still in QDC connection. So yeah, it isn't really new to KZ. And here are the IEMs itself, and my oh my, that is gorgeous. This is full metal, by the way. $15 for a full metal IEM is I don't know, is it a miracle work for KZ? I don't really know, but KZ really did well with the build quality on this one. As you can see, it is full metal, chrome metal as well. And I remember the KZ Vader that I have reviewed. It also has this type of finish, this metal finish. but this one is cheaper in terms of price, but it still exhibits the build quality that the KZ Vader has, so that's a good thing. And as you can see, it is really nice. It is very elegant actually. And yes, it is also fingerprint and scratch magnet, as you can see. So that is to be expected for a metal shell IEM, especially this one, since this is a glossy metal shell IEM. But it is beautifully done, it is well done. It is a darker, yes, it is a darker chrome-ish silver. So there's that. Okay, and the one that I have again as well has this mic. So yeah, KZ mics are always decent at best. I do not see any problems with this one. It gets the job done. I do not see any, or hear rather, any abnormalities with their mics. But in my opinion, the mic on the VE or the Venture Electronics Metapod is a bit better in terms of, clarity, in terms of the overall sound, because it doesn't sound really teeny, whereas the KZ mics usually sound a little bit teeny to my liking, but that's just me. Okay, now as for the drivability on the KZ Saga base edition, I can't speak for the normal edition of the KZ Saga, I don't know, but most likely it will be as easy to drive, just like here with the KZ Saga base edition, because the KZ Saga base edition is easy to drive. I had no problems plugging it directly on my phone, or to my phone rather, to my computer, to my other phone, the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE with a dongle, USB dongle. So I had no problems with this one. I also used this with the Venture Electronics Odyssey Retro and the Venture Electronics Odo. Both are known to have a I'd call it around 1-ish VRMs type of output power, which is more than enough for the KZ Saga because it is really easy to drive. In terms of pairing, you can pair this with pretty much USB DAC / dongle that you could think of, because it isn't really that sensitive to pairing. But if I would recommend, I prefer pairing this with a neutral-ish sounding dongle. Yes, I know dongles are usually neutral at best, of course, because of their chip, yada yada yada. But do take note that USB dongles have a mini op amp or operational amplifier inside their chip, so that is the reason why some DACs have a slight differences in sound. It isn't really the DAC chip itself. Do take note of that. So yeah, I prefer using this with a neutral sounding DAC, on probably a Venture Electronics Devastator, or again Venture Electronics Odo, or probably a J Kali that you have with you. It doesn't really matter, because again the KZ Saga is easy to drive and it really pairs well with most of the devices that I have used it with. Okay, now as for the fit, comfort, and isolation, I also had no problems with this one. It fits my ears really well. It is on the average to slightly smaller side of the spectrum, so those people with smaller ears will have no problems with this one. It will fit you really well. And at the same time, do take note that this is a metal shell, so if you're in a cold environment, definitely the KZ Saga will be cold to touch. So yeah, those people that are probably quite sensitive to cold-ish IEMs in terms of feel, fit, and comfort will have a problem on that one. But for most people here in our country, because our country is a tropical one, so I had no problems with it. Even on when using with the air-conditioned environment, I had no problems with the KZ Saga. Okay. Now, as for the sound, let us just make this quick, since the KZ Saga is nothing to write home about, but at the same time, it is one of the, I would call, best performing sets under $20 US, because as far as I know, and based on my experience, in my humble opinion, full disclaimer on that one, KZ has already mastered budget or hyper budget IEMs for quite some time now. So this the KZ Saga is an easy homework for them, for it to be one of the best / well-tuned sets under $20 US, that up to the point that they usually cannibalize their own previous products by the time that they release a new product within the same price or the same price range. Okay, so again, the KZ Saga sports a fairly warmish V-shaped sound signature. On certain configurations or certain setups, it may sound balanced to warmish because the mids on this one isn't really that recessed, but based on my experience, it is a bit mildly recessed most of the time, but in a really good way because it doesn't sound really drowned or anything like that. Okay, as for the bass, again, the bass on this one, it is there, it is on the thicker side of the spectrum. It is punchy as well. It does have some elevation, mainly on the sub bass, but not by a lot compared to its mid bass. So I'd say the bass on this one is well balanced. It is thick, it is firm, and at the same time it is well composed because I haven't heard the bass smearing on the upper frequencies or on the other frequencies, which is a good thing for a 15 USD set in my opinion. Okay, I wouldn't really nitpick on this one that much, but for those people that are looking for extra layering or extra treble, extra bass, yes, extra bass details or anything like that, extra firmness, extra texture on the bass, you will be disappointed with this one because again, you are expecting a performance that is usually found on 30-ish or 50-ish dollars IMs. And do take note that this is a $15 IM. But yeah, in terms of its overall sound, this is probably the best that you can get for this price. Okay? It doesn't really, again, it doesn't really smear on the upper frequencies or on the other frequencies, which I really like because KZ, as far as I know, is the only one that can do that, that retains the whole warmth thickness of the sound without sounding too lean or anything like that. I mean, yes, of course, Tantrum Zero did that before, but that wasn't really a warm sounding IM to begin with. Okay, okay, now again, as for the mids on this one, it is mildly recessed, it is warm, it is thick, but I wouldn't call it drowned or boxy or recessed at all. Of course, you won't be expecting any extravagant details on this one, but it will make your it will complete your casual sound listening or casual music listening, to be specific. This is more of a vibes guy, yes, the vibes guy more rather than the technical guy because again, this is a $15 set. I have to emphasize it here and there. Because it would be really unfair if you still nitpick for this asking price, in my humble opinion, because there are some IMs that exist within this price point, even KZ's EDC Pro and KZ Castar, but it isn't as good in terms of tonality when compared to the KZ Saga Base Edition, in my humble opinion. Okay, upper mids on this one is quite extended. It is still it does have some air, it does have some sparkle to it, but not by a lot. I would even call the upper frequencies on the KZ Saga Base Edition a little bit relaxed to my liking, but for those people, especially those people that are very sensitive to upper frequencies, I can confidently recommend this to them because this doesn't have any sibilance, peaks, or harshness at all, no matter how much I crank the volume. If we're talking abnormal sound, abnormal sibilance or abnormal harshness that previous KZ IMs mostly had, while this one it doesn't have. It is very smooth, it is very warm, it is quite enveloping, if you may, for a $15 set. So there's that. Okay, okay. Now as for the treble is also a little bit relaxed to my liking, but I wouldn't call it dark or rolled off. It is relaxed, it is a little bit on the smooth side of the spectrum, which is to be understandable because I do believe the tuning on this one is intended to be like that based on my other colleagues, co-hobbies, and friends that have the KZ Saga for quite some time now. Any sibilance or harshness on this one are pretty much absent. I couldn't hear any harshness or peaks on this one, which is a good thing. And detail retrieval on this one is quite average. So, it is fine for the most part. It presents details well, but at the same time, I wouldn't use it for critical listening. Okay? I would use it for daily casual use, for watching movies, or for probably commutes, or for conference calls. Yes, mostly the KZ Saga will outperform those types of scenarios instantly. Okay, now as for the technical chops, again, the technical chops on this one isn't really remarkable, or there's nothing to write home about, but that doesn't mean that it is bad. It is more of on the common-ish type of character as most KZ IEMs have, or probably as most IEMs that exist within $20 have. So it is your usual wide soundstage, wider than deep, with a good amount of height. Separation and layering on this one is okay, with some hiccups here and there, depending on how heavy the sound is. And the imaging is accurate enough for me to use it on FPS games, or for live acoustic performances, or live performances, or movies actually. So yeah, I had no problems with that one as well. Okay, so where should we compare this? Well, there isn't really a lot of IEMs that are quite remarkable to my ears under $20. So KZ is definitely one of the KZ Saga, to be specific, is one of the best currently that I can recommend within this price range. But I will give you some I would say measurable ideas based on my experience. Like for example, the KZ EDC Pro. When compared, the KZ EDC Pro is a little bit thicker, warmer, smoother, but at the same time, it lacks the technical chops that the KZ Saga has. It also lacks the metal build quality that the KZ Saga has, but at the same time, the KZ EDC Pro has a normal 2-pin connector, which I really like. Compared to this one, this still does have the QDC connector, but it isn't really a deal breaker for me for this price. Okay, when compared to the KZ Castor Harman Edition, yes, I personally liked that IEM when it was released. When compared to that, this is definitely, the Saga base is definitely a thicker, warmer, and smoother approach when compared to the Castor Harman Edition. The Castor Harman Edition is lesser in thickness, and at the same time, it is a little bit grainy, and it is a little bit brittle to my liking on the upper frequencies when compared to the Saga base edition. So there's that. But do take note that these findings isn't really a night and day difference, so you won't be hearing these differences unless you really observe this for probably 15 minutes tops. Okay. When compared to the Tangem Zero, the Tangem Zero is a more flatter. It is also a more neutral-ish sounding set. So this one is a little bit thicker, but at the same time, the Tangem Zero has better technical chops than this one, but not by a lot though, because do take note, the price difference on this one isn't really a lot, and their driver technology isn't really too far from each other in my opinion. Okay. Now, when compared to the Moondrop Chu 2, yes, because apparently Moondrop Chu 2 is one of the most bought IEM within this price range. The Moondrop Chu 2 is a little bit thinner on the mids when compared to the KZ Saga, although they do nearly exhibit the same almost pseudo Harman sound signature. The KZ Saga is noticeably thicker, it is noticeably smoother, and at the same time, it also has a little bit of edge on the separation and layering when compared to the Chu 2. While the Moondrop Chu 2 is a little bit better on the detail retrieval, but at the same time, it does lack the bass quantity and the bass quality of the KZ Saga base edition. Okay, and lastly, we'll compare this to the 7Hz Salnote Zero. Yes, the 7Hz Salnote Zero is a more V-shaped set than this one. The mids are noticeably more recessed on the Salnote Zero compared to the KZ Saga base edition. But at the same time, it has better extension on the treble. The technical chops are more or less the same, if not better, on the KZ Saga base edition. The bass on the 7Hz Salnote Zero are also a little bit boomy to my liking when compared to the KZ Saga base edition. So yeah, there's that. But overall, they are nearly on par with each other in terms of the price to performance that you'll be getting. It's just that one, the KZ Saga is in metal shell, metal build, and two, it is a little bit easy to drive when compared to the Salnote Zero, but not by a lot though. Well, okay, I'll now switch to Tagalog version for a quick rundown of my review on this one. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Bale, itong si KC Saga is nasa around 500 pesos by the time na nirecord ko tong video na to. Madali lang siya ma-drive, madali lang din siya i-pair. Actually, kahit direkta lang sa cellphone mo, wala kang magiging problema dito. Sa accessories, wag na natin nasahan kasi KC is KC. So, ayan na talaga sila. Yung accessories niya, I'd say okay siya sa price. Pero, ayun nga, magiging sasama lang yung loob ko siguro kung katulad to ng KCC A12 na nasa 4,000 pesos halos, pero ganito lang din yung accessories na makukuha mo. Okay, and yun, gawa siya sa bakal, so pangbaragan talaga siya, pang daily use. Ayan, so yun, wala kang magiging problema dito. Okay, yung tunog nito, warm V-shape na medyo makapal, pero hindi siya bass head hindi siya bass headset para sa akin. So ayun, hindi naman kulang yung bass niya. Actually, more than enough para sa akin. Pero yun nga, para sa mga tao mahilig sa bass, baka makulangan sila dito. Yung mids nito, okay naman. Warm, smooth. May noticeable na kapal. But at the same time, hindi siya uncolored. Tapos, ayun nga, slightly recessed siya. So, kung mahilig ka talaga sa mids na forward, hindi to para sa'yo. Sa treble, yung treble naman niya smooth din, maayos na may extension, may details naman, wala ang sibilance. Yes, yun yung maganda dito sa IM na to, wala talaga siyang sibilance, pero at the same time hindi rin tunog ngongo, tunog lubog yung yung buong tunog niya. Kaya para sa akin commendable yun, lalo na sa price na to, 500 lang to, di ba? Oo, pero kaya niya makipag on par, kaya niya makipagkompetensya sa tig 1,000 pesos na IM. Para sa akin. Okay, sa technical chops naman, ayun, wala akong masabing bago dito. Maganda naman, usual KZIM na na technical performance. Mas maganda siya sa EDC Pro. Halos katapat niya is KZ Vader para sa akin, and yung Castor Harman sa technical chops. Ayun lang naman. So, ayun, kung sabihin natin gusto mong gumastos ng tig 500 pesos sa IEM and gusto mo lang maganda talaga yung tunog, gusto mo madadala mo kahit saan, magagamit mo kahit saan, as in literal na all-rounder, yung KC Saga Base yung may i-recommend ko in terms of practicality. Kasi ayun nga, bakal yung build niya, pangbaragan talaga, napapalitan pa yung cable, napapalitan yung ear tips, madali i-drive, di ba? Wala kang magiging problema o sakit sa ulo dito. Naisipin mo, anong dangle kaya para dito, ganito, ganyan. Wala ka na magiging problem doon. Okay na to. Oo, sa halagang 500 pesos. Okay? So, mag-English na ulit ako para sa verdict. Okay? So, what's my verdict here with the KZ Saga Base? Definitely, it is one of my top recommendations right now if you're looking for an all-rounder IEM that pretty much does everything under $15 because this one is the most versatile that I could think of or that I experienced, because it is a warm V-shape-ish set, and at the same time it is very easy to drive, so you'll have no problems with this one, even plugging directly in your computer or in your laptop or in your phone. You'll have no problems with this one because it will sound at its very best on every configuration that I can think of. Of course, this isn't a perfect IEM, but I wouldn't expect a perfect IEM for this asking price. Do take note that a $15 IEM isn't supposed to sound like this, but apparently it sounds like this. So, in my opinion, that's a really good one. Take it from me as someone who prefers neutral sounding sets most of the time. Like, last year, I recommended the Tanch Gym Zero. Yes, because that is a neutral sounding set and I like that set. But at the same time, it isn't as versatile as the KC Saga. Let's be honest and let's be frank with that. So in my opinion, if you're looking for an all-rounder set that won't hurt the bank or that won't hurt your pocket, the KC Saga Base Edition is the top recommendation that I can recommend. Probably if you have a $20, yes, if you have a $20 budget on an IM, purchase the KC Saga, buy a better ear tips, like for example a KB ear tips or something like that. It will serve you well. Okay, and now that ends my review for the KC Saga Base Edition. Again, I'd like to thank KZ and I'd like to apologize for them because this is a very long due review, and at the same time for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me, since again and again I won't be editing this extensively. English isn't really my primary language, and at the same time, I prefer writing reviews than recording them. So as for the backlogs, again, I do have the Dunu Vulcan 2 on the works. It is still on the observation phase, and I'm currently comparing it to the sets that have the same price point, retail price. Okay, I also have the ND Pulsar, which is apparently a TWS, and I also have the Kiwi Ears Altruva, I do believe, yeah, the Kiwi Ears Altruva. I'll probably create, or I'll probably post my initial impressions for this one by tomorrow, by the time that I record this video. So if you want an initial impressions with the Kiwi Ears Altruva, stay tuned on that one. Thank you very much for stopping by, and see you on the next one. Isa pa? Last one.